Good evening, everybody. It's Tim Knight, Slope of Hope. Um, I don't think I've been so busy in years as I am these days, and that's a theme that you can probably expect. So, if I can just stop sleeping, then maybe I can get some things done. Busy guy, lots going on. Anyway, and the reason our preacher's up here is because it occurred to me how doing this blog, or any blog, I guess, is a lot like being a preacher, because you've got your congregation that has expectations of you every Sunday, and you got to have something to say. And my Sundays come along about 6 to 8 times a day, as frequently as I post. Anyway, let's take a look at a couple of things. This first up is the monthly chart of the S&P 500, and in spite of the June bar being a bit of a funny one, I'm going to call that up just as much as anything else. We have a very continuous run of ups here, pretty relentless. September is supposed to be sort of bear territory, and it absolutely was not. So the bulls have definitely ruled the roost here since March 6th. A lot of bears have given up, either by going broke or by just giving up. Not me, though, actually, and I've been pretty proud of how I've handled this rally. I think I've been managing risk really well. I think I've been taking advantage of the opportunities that have come along. And it's sort of funny psychologically because as this month ended, I actually was feeling really good about how I've been doing, and I'm seeing a lot of signs of a change, and I'm pretty excited going into October here. I realized that just as September is typically supposed to be a bearish month, and that did not turn out to be the case, I think there's so many things that are just unprecedented that the old classic timing shticks might as well be thrown out the window. Now, the Russell 2000 is something I've been seeing a lot. This is $RUT, and I've shown this graph a bunch of times. I'm showing a weekly graph at this point. And this formation up here is why I'm so intrigued and interested in this. So we have our very beautiful head and shoulders there. We had, of course, our huge dip, and now we've got this retracement. I really didn't think it would fight back this far, but it has. And as I've said, I remain open to the possibility that this thing could get as high as 640, 650, just as the Dow has the opportunity to get above 10,000, and the S&P could get up to, say, 1,100-ish. So in spite of some really interesting days recently, I still am open to the possibility of more strength. I'm not really expecting it, but I wouldn't be that shocked if for some crazy reason, maybe a few surprisingly good earnings or something like that, things have one last gasp higher. In spite of that provisional notion, I am at the moment completely short. And as one looks through my positions, and I'm just going to kind of rip through these, one can see just how tantalizing and electrifying and exciting and any other positive adjectives you can come up with these charts are. I'm just really thrilled to pieces. Some are better than others. Like, this Apple one, I've got puts on this. I'm not that crazy about Apple as a short, to tell you the truth. There's a lot of better fish in the sea, but I've got puts on it anyway. But the vast majority of others are just, to me, the kind of shorts that come along basically never in a lifetime. And I am just so excited about what I believe is coming next. I actually am with about 80 or 90 positions or so. That's pretty light for me. But commencing, right about tomorrow and up through the 9th of October, I have every intention of, unless things get really hairy on the upside, every intention of really going more and more and more short, because these charts like this are just simply fantastic. I'll just keep thumbing through them because I enjoy looking at these so much. These I typically look at daily charts. These are weekly because of the very petite amount of viewing space we've got on this video. I'm purposely using a less cruel granularity for our discussions here. I hope nobody out there is frantically writing these symbols down, because these are available on the blog in the form of watch lists anyway. But so many good things. I actually, if I were forced to buy long only stuff, I would be having a heck of a time. The longs that have been glorious this year, our famed lottery plays, I've given up on those as well. The days of 500% or 1,000% or 5,000% gains in the span of a few months probably are behind us. And even the really nice lotteries that were still left, I took some modest profits on those and just tossed them under the bus. That to me was kind of the last bastion of bullish opportunities, and they just seem kind of like shot. I mean, if I was thinking of metaphorically what I think about this market, and to my way of thinking, if you've ever picked up newspaper before that's been out in the sun and the wind for a while, you know just how crinkly and crispy and dry it is. And the market to me is sort of like a big stack of newspapers that's been soaked in kerosene and then allowed to stay outside in the sun for about a week. And the moment somebody drops a match on it, it's going to be really, really, really spectacular. And that should be an interesting event. Those who follow me regularly know that I'm not looking for any cataclysmic Dow down 3,000 kind of thing. I am looking for the resumption of a downward market spanning not hours or days, but years. And it's going to chop most people to pieces, bulls and bears alike. I'm anticipating many years of just a gradual decline, which is going to drive everyone berserk. I saw someone had put up a copy of Business Week. I haven't seen it on the newsstands yet, saying about why equities are bound to continue to go higher. Got to pick up a copy of that. I keep a little folder of this stuff, sort of like my living museum of popular media and contrarian thinking. So I mentioned the sermon shtick, and so along those lines, I'm going to close with a little prayer. Let's bring up someone more appropriate for a prayer. There we go. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Amen. And I wish you a good evening, and I will see you on Thursday, October 1.